In a lot of my videos, I talk about the benefits of meditation and all of the fantastic things that we gain from regularly meditating. And I think most of us today know this. I think that we know that meditation is something that's good for us, but how common is the excuse that I'm just too busy to meditate? How often do we know that we want to meditate, but then don't find the time to do it? And I know that we're all really busy. We live really, really active, vibrant lives with loads of things going on. But very oftentimes it's a question of priority rather than availability of time when it comes to sitting down and meditating on a regular basis. And that's what I want to talk about in this video today. I'm Dr. Alan Johnson, and on this channel, I talk about the mind, well-being, productivity, and change for thinkers, makers, and everyone in between. If, like many people, you think that you just don't have time to meditate, then I want you to begin by doing a really simple exercise. I want you to just track your activities for a few days. You can do this on a piece of paper, you can find an app to do it, you can do it on a whiteboard, however you would like. What you're probably going to find after tracking your activities for a couple of days is that there's a lot of misplaced priorities in our lives. How much time we spend doom scrolling on our phone and then saying that we don't have time to meditate or we don't have time to do something else that we know is going to be helpful and supportive for us. So when we find ourselves coming up against the belief that we do not have enough time to meditate, there's probably something different going on here. It's probably much more likely about how we're prioritizing our time. And there are 5 things that we can use to reframe this a little bit. So first of all, set a non-negotiable time for your meditation. Think of your meditation as something that is fixed in your daily activities, like brushing your teeth. Choose a specific time every day, whether it's in the morning, right after you get up out of bed, whether it's on your lunch break, whether it's in the evening after work, and turn that into a non-negotiable time. When we say that we don't have enough time for meditation, it's because we usually are construing meditation in our mind as a thing that would be good if we were able to do it, rather than something that is fundamentally non-negotiable. So set a non-negotiable time to reframe the concept of meditation in your mind. The second tip here is to start small, but to never skip. So aim for consistency over length in terms of your meditation. Even 2 minutes every day is going to be valuable in the long run because it's establishing the habit, first of all. If you begin by saying that I'm going to meditate for 20 minutes every day, and maybe you do that for one day and you think that's great, and then you wake up the next day and maybe you're a little bit hesitant, but you sit down and do 20 minutes anyway. And then by the third day, you think, well, I don't really need to do this meditation for 20 minutes. What if you reframed that slightly? Because 20 minutes is a big chunk of time. So rather than saying, I'm going to meditate every day for 20 minutes, what if you started small and developed that consistency first of all? Showing up daily is far more important than longer, sporadic sessions. So commit to just sitting down with your eyes closed and attending to the breath for 2 minutes every day. That's going to begin to shift your perspectives on meditation. And I can assure you that you'll be able to find 2 minutes somewhere in your busy schedule to do that. The third tip that we can use to bring meditation into our busy lives is to link it to an already existing habit. So this is something known as habit stacking, when we tie something that we want to start doing to something that we already do. So let's think about this. Imagine that you are in the habit of making coffee or a cup of tea every morning. It's a fairly standard thing that many of us probably do. And, the coffee pot maybe takes 4 or 5 minutes, or that tea maybe takes 5 or 6 minutes to brew. What are we doing in that time? Well, what if we used that time to meditate? We poured the boiling water over the tea bag, we meditated for 5 minutes, we stacked this habit onto one that already exists and is already serving us really, really well. And then when our meditation was over, our tea or our coffee was ready. There's other ways in which you can habit stack meditation as well. Let's say that you have a daily commute on a train, perhaps. What if you were to use part of that time on the train to meditate? Or what if you're in the habit of going to the gym after work? What if you were to build the habit of meditation onto that by saving 2 minutes or 5 minutes before or after your gym routine? Or perhaps a lunch break at work when you have an hour and you know that that is a regular part of your day-to-day rhythm. And what if you save the first 5 minutes or the first 10 minutes even of your lunch break to simply close your eyes at your desk or in a quiet space or outside and attend to the breath or listen to a guided meditation? I'll put a link in the show notes below to my online course, which has 30 days of short guided meditations that you might like to give a try to. So our fourth tip then is to reduce decision fatigue. What do I mean by this? Well, we are faced with loads of decisions every day in our lives. And when we are constantly deciding what to eat for breakfast, what to wear, what route to go to and work, how to respond to this particular email, we enter something known as decision fatigue, that there are too many decisions and our brain is just getting a little bit tired out from having to make all of them. So to overcome or reduce decision fatigue, plan in advance. Plan in advance when, where, and how you will meditate. So when we think about wanting to develop a regular meditation practice, we tend to think of it in quite vague terms that, oh, I want to listen to a guided meditation on Insight Timer or on YouTube, or I want to sit down and use the transcendental meditation technique that I've learned, or I want to sit down and just close my eyes and count my breath. But these are all pretty vague, which makes it difficult for us to stick to, especially when we're making countless decisions every day in our busy lives. So to reduce that decision fatigue, decide right now when and where and how you are going to meditate. Because having a preset routine removes all of that unnecessary mental chatter in your mind, anything that might put up a barrier or a block to you simply sitting down and committing to the practice. And trust me when I say it's incredibly useful to even just write this down. Get a piece of paper out and say what time you're going to meditate, where you are going to meditate, and how you're going to do it. And by that I mean, are you going to listen to a pre-recorded guided meditation? Are you going to do a body scan every day? Are you going to do a breath meditation every day? Be really clear on how you want to do that. And our fifth and final tip here is to use quote unquote wasted time wisely. Because even in our busy, active lives, there's still a lot of wasted time when we're not doing anything else, such as our commutes. Obviously, you can't meditate if you're driving, but many of us commute on trains or car shares, and that could be a time to meditate. But waiting rooms, standing in lines, there are lots of idle moments in our day where we can turn instead to a meditation practice. How do we usually fill those gaps in our day? Well, usually we take out our phone and we begin to scroll. We go onto Instagram or Facebook or look at blogs or whatever it might be. And the next thing we know, 20 minutes or half an hour or an hour is suddenly gone. And there's a really, really intense dopamine hit that we get when we're constantly scrolling on our phone. All of those apps, all of those websites are specifically designed to keep us scrolling, giving us that constant kerching of dopamine. So it might initially feel less immediately satisfying to use that downtime or those wasted moments in meditation. But what we're doing through our meditation practice is reprogramming our mind so that we are no longer just hoping to get from one moment of a dopamine surge to another. We're beginning to take some of that fire that the dopamine surges of social media give to us out of it and return that power and that agency to ourselves. So when we say that we don't have enough time to meditate, what we're probably really doing is putting up a barrier to meditation. We are prioritizing different things than meditation, even if we know that meditation is something that we want to do and we know that it's something that is very, very beneficial for us. As you begin working with these 5 tips and tools, you will definitely experience resistance. That little voice of, I'm too tired, or it won't work, that resistance is that mind avoiding stillness. And any meditation session, no matter how short or long, is progress. And each meditation, no matter how short or long, is going to get us closer to where we want to be. The only failed meditation session is the one that we didn't complete. A regular, sustained daily meditation practice will really fundamentally reshape how you engage with your life, bringing more clarity, less reactivity, more focus, and less overwhelm. And who doesn't want all of those things? So developing more discipline in our meditation practice really powerfully extends to other areas of our life as well. So finally, just think, no excuses. Just for today, I'm going to meditate. And then you wake up tomorrow, and just for today, I'm going to meditate again. If this video resonated, be sure that you subscribe for more and let me know in the comments how you get on with this. What are those barriers that you are perceiving that are preventing you from your meditation practice? I'll see you next time.